Hello YouTube, this is NJDevilFan26 today with a review of a couple jailbreak applications for the iPhone 4, iPod Touch 4th Gen, and an iPad. Specifically today, I will be using the iPad because that's the only iDevice that I have that actually has the processing power to show off these applications, because you will need the iPhone 4 or the iPod Touch 4th Gen processor to actually do this. So as you can see, I had a weird transition on my home screen when I flipped the pages. This is actually from a jailbreak application called Barrel, which you can purchase via Cydia, and it lets you change the transitions of your home screen when swiping. So you can see I have an inside box over here, which is kind of cool, but a little cluttered, I think. There's a vertical scrolling, so when I swipe, instead of it going right and left, the pages go up and down. We have a simple page fade effect, which is very nice. And then we have a couple more effects. Now we have the page slide down, so the pages swap from the left and the right, and you can do the same with the page slide up. And now my favorite one, the curl and roll away. This is the coolest effect, I think, but I mean, it gets a little annoying after a while, so I tend to stick with the outside cube effect. So that is Barrel. That can be purchased via Cydia, I believe through Big Boss's repo, or if you know the right sources, you can add those and get it for free. Next, you can see a bunch of icons, all my home screen icons, rolling around with gravity. This is from a cool application called Graviboard. Use the accelerometer to tilt, and it actually adds physics, to all of the icons on your home screen. We can take a look and adjust the settings in the settings application. We can have the moon kind of gravity, which if we do that, now I have to use my activation key, which is pressing the sleep button twice to activate it. And you can see that the icons just move a little slower since there's less gravity on the moon. And then of course there's zero gravity and custom. I haven't figured out how to get custom to work, so I just usually stick with the Earth because that is really nice. And then lastly, you can add the dock, so you can move the dock icons as well. By default, those aren't able to move, but of course, as you just saw, you can add them. And the cool thing about Graviboard is that even though you can play with your home screen, you can still press the buttons, which is obviously very nice, and something that I use on a regular basis. Next, we're going to take a look at Multifl0w, which I honestly think is the way Apple should have done their multitasking. The way they have it now with the double-click the home button and then slide at the bottom is cool. It's very easy to use user experience-wise, but it's not really Apple-like. It's not very, it doesn't really catch your eye. So what this application does, which is called Multifl0w, is lets you actually have all your applications that are open go into an expose kind of view. Now this only opens up, it only shows you the applications that actually support multitasking. Now Cydia doesn't support multitasking, so even though that's open, if I did the default Apple version of double tapping the home button, then it wouldn't actually show because it doesn't support it. So as you can see here, we have a card effect as well as the expose, which lets you slide up and down, but it's not really smooth. The scrolling is kind of off. It doesn't really bounce like scrolling usually does. So I like to stay with the expose, plus it looks a lot nicer, and I'm used to expose on my Mac. You can see we can just open up any of the applications that do support multitasking. That is a big component of this. Only applications that support multitasking will actually show up here. So maybe it's for you, maybe not. I think it's pretty cool. And of course, you can end the tasks by just pressing the X button. And of course, there's settings for Multifl0w, which makes it so we cannot drag the different things around if we want them with the rearranged tables, as you could have seen before. But I like it so I can move everything around. It just adds a really nice effect to everything. And there you can see it kind of flips open, which is really nice. Now we'll just close out of everything and move on to the next application, which is Display Recorder. Now before I keep going, just a quick note, all of these applications unfortunately must be paid for in Cydia, unless of course you do have the repo that will get you them for free, except Multifl0w. Multifl0w, I believe, is for free. But moving on to the Display Recorder, you guys can see over here that we have all the settings. We can adjust the resolution, the frame rate, the quality of the video, the scale, and pretty much what Display Recorder does is pretty much what it says in its name. It records the screen of your iDevice. Right here, of course, we have my iPad. So you can, with the activation application, set a button or hotkey that you would want to just start it up rather than opening up Display Recorder. So I have double tapping my status bar, then an alert will pop up asking me if I ever on to record, and now I'm recording. And I don't know why I just said record complete. We'll open that again and start again. Okay, nothing recorded, so I don't know why it said that. Let's double tap one more time. Alright, now let's record. So it's going to record everything I'm doing, and unfortunately when you download it, it seems to do it in high speed, but I think that's because I haven't been able to actually have it finished downloading, but I'll talk more about that after. So we are in Draw It right now, which is my iPad application which you can purchase in iTunes for $1.99. By far my best-selling application of all time, including iPhone, iPod Touch, and iPad. This is the best-selling of all my apps. So while we're on the topic of it, I'd like to thank you all for downloading Draw It. So let's just keep going. You can see that the app does lag a little bit, and that is due to Display Recorder. It will do that. The cool thing about it is that it does record OpenGL also, so it will record all your 3D games. So for any developers or anyone doing app reviews, this is a great app. So you could just record everything over here, download it after, or upload it straight to YouTube from the app, and then just record a voiceover and do your video like that. The quality, even in high quality, is not HD, but you know, it's very clear. So we'll just keep recording and then eventually show you what the finished product looks like. So now, as you can see on the right, we are on the actual website by enabling the web mode at the bottom left corner. We can actually access it from the site. And you can see we can control the live mode, take a screenshot, all that good stuff. And then, of course, download the video. But you need to have the right codec, which I don't have. So what I do is I just wait a little for it to load, and then I just save as a QuickTime movie. So these are just a few jailbreak applications that you can get for your iOS devices. I'm running 4.2.1 to jailbreak. Just download Green Poison. There's a bunch of tutorials on YouTube on how to do that. Of course, all the names of the applications and the prices will be in the description box. Again, I don't usually jailbreak, but I think that these tweaks are pretty cool. This is NJ Fan26, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye-bye.